Sometimes we are asked in which direction does a flag flutter? झंडा किस डायरेक्शन में लहराता है? अब अगर तुम सोचो तो एक सामान्य सा आंसर शायद ये सामने आएगा कि भाई जिस दिशा में हवा बह रही है उस डायरेक्शन में, दैट मीन्स द डायरेक्शन ऑफ विंड. Flag flutters in the direction of wind, but we have to be careful here. See, we know all motion is relative, so just saying the direction of wind is not sufficient. Sometimes a flag can flutter even if there is no wind. एक एग्जाम्पल देता हूं, आदमी अगर एक झंडे को हाथ में पकड़ के भागेगा तो भी झंडा फहराता है. किस डायरेक्शन में फहराता है? मान लो हवा नहीं चल रही है, आदमी झंडे को लेके भाग रहा है, तो झंडा किस डायरेक्शन में फहराएगा? सोच सकते हो, बड़ा कॉमन एक्सपीरियंस की बात है कि जिस डायरेक्शन में वो भाग रहा है उसके अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में झंडा फहराता है. अब इन दो सिचुएशन को जरा कंपेयर करो. एक सिचुएशन ये है कि भाई ये झंडा मान लो किसी बिल्डिंग के ऊपर फहरा रहा है, तो जिस दिशा में हवा है उस डायरेक्शन में फहराता है. दूसरी सिचुएशन, हवा नहीं है, आदमी झंडे को लेके भाग रहा है, तो जिस दिशा में आदमी झंडे को लेके भाग रहा है उसके अपोजिट ये फहराता है. अब अगर दोनों ही बातें हो रही हों तो कौन सी दिशा होगी? थोड़ा सा अगर तुम सोचोगे तो तुम्हें इसका जवाब मिल जाएगा. करेक्ट आंसर ये है कि भाई इट इज द वेलोसिटी वेक्टर ऑफ एयर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द फ्लैग. हवा की दिशा में झंडा फहराता है, लेकिन ये हवा की दिशा किसके रिलेटिव? झंडे के रिलेटिव. दोनों सिचुएशंस जो हमने सिंपल देखी हैं कि जब ये बिल्डिंग की टॉप पे है तो इस केस में फ्लैग मूव नहीं कर रहा है, फ्लैग का फ्रेम ग्राउंड फ्रेम ही हो गया, तो इस केस में ये वेलोसिटी ऑफ एयर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू फ्लैग इज सिंपली वेलोसिटी ऑफ एयर, सिंपली द वेलोसिटी ऑफ एयर. सो ये वाला केस तो सिंपल है. और जिस केस में आदमी झंडे को लेके भाग रहा है, ये जैसे मान लो आदमी है भागता हुआ, ये झंडे को लेके भाग रहा है, हवा नहीं चल रही है, तो उसके अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में ये जाता है. VAF का मतलब क्या हो जाएगा? वेलोसिटी ऑफ एयर माइनस वेलोसिटी ऑफ फ्लैग. इफ VA इज 0, हवा नहीं है, तो उस केस में वेलोसिटी ऑफ एयर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू फ्लैग ये क्या हो जाएगा? नेगेटिव वेलोसिटी ऑफ फ्लैग. तो आदमी जिस वेलोसिटी से भाग रहा है वही वेलोसिटी ऑफ फ्लैग है, उसके अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में जो है झंडा फहराएगा. जनरल केस, दोनों चीजें अगर मूव कर रही हैं उस केस में तुम इसको निकाल सकते हो वेक्टर नोटेशन यूज करते हुए. कंपोनेंट फॉर्म में VA VF हैं तुम्हारे पास, तो इसको तुम सॉल्व करके निकाल सकते हो. VAF वेक्टर की डायरेक्शन में झंडा फहराएगा इन जनरल. लेट अस टेक ए सिंपल एग्जांपल. इफ द वेलोसिटी ऑफ एयर, हवा की डायरेक्शन ईस्ट की तरफ है और हमें स्पीड भी दी हुई है 4 मीटर पर सेकेंड की रेट से हवा ईस्ट की तरफ फ्लो कर रही है, और एक आदमी झंडे को लेके भाग रहा है, उसकी वेलोसिटी 3 मीटर पर सेकेंड है टुवर्ड्स नॉर्थ. इस सिचुएशन में अगर हमें बताना है कि झंडा किस डायरेक्शन में फ्लटर करेगा, हम इस जनरल रिजल्ट को यूज कर सकते हैं. वेलोसिटी ऑफ एयर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू फ्लैग हम निकाल सकते हैं. वेलोसिटी ऑफ एयर, अब ये ईस्ट है तो मैं इसको आई कैप से डिनोट कर सकता हूं. हमारा नॉर्मल कन्वेंशन होता है ईस्ट एक्स डायरेक्शन में, नॉर्थ वाई डायरेक्शन में. माइनस VF करना है तो ये 3J कैप हो जाएगा. तो ये हमें वेलोसिटी ऑफ एयर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू फ्लैग मिल रही है. इसकी डायरेक्शन अगर हम देखें तो ये, अगर मैं ये वेक्टर ड्रॉ करना चाहूं, 4I कैप, एक्स कंपोनेंट पॉजिटिव आ रहा है और y कंपोनेंट है -3. y कंपोनेंट -3 है, ये 4 है, ये मुझे मिल रहा है VAF वेक्टर. इस दिशा में फ्लैग फ्लटर करेगा. तुम इजीली समझ सकते हो, ये वाला एंगल 3, 4, 5 वाले ट्राइंगल में 37 डिग्री का होता है, तो जो फ्लैग के फ्लटर करने की डायरेक्शन है इट इज 37 डिग्री साउथ ऑफ ईस्ट, 37 डिग्री साउथ ऑफ ईस्ट, इस डायरेक्शन में फ्लैग फ्लटर करेगा। Let us now come to a very important concept of velocity of separation. We have two particles A and B, and they both may be actually moving. A and B, they both may be moving, but we are looking at the situation relative to A. We are looking at the situation relative to A. So A is of course stationary in its own frame. Obviously A is stationary. Velocity of B relative to A is in this direction. It is making an angle theta with the line joining A and B. This is the line joining A and B, and it makes an angle theta with this line. So let me make this clear. This is the line joining A and B, and VBA vector, velocity of B relative to A, it is making an angle theta. Now, what is the meaning of velocity of separation? Velocity of separation means the rate at which the separation between two particles increases. If r is the separation at any given instant of time, and if the particle B is moving like this, clearly in this diagram you can understand r is increasing. So the meaning of velocity of separation is dr by dt. The rate at which distance between the two particles A and B increases is called velocity of separation. Now, we can get the velocity of separation by taking the component of this VBA vector along the line joining A and B. So that component, you easily know that this is VBA magnitude cos theta. So this is the velocity of separation in the given situation. Now, let me give you a small explanation of this. The other component, the perpendicular component, why it doesn't contribute to the velocity of separation, to the rate of change in r. Suppose we have a situation where with respect to A, the particle B is going on a circular path. Okay, with A at the center, B is going on a circular path. Now, in this case, we know that the velocity will be tangential. Velocity of B with respect to A in this situation will be tangential. Okay. So, the component in this case, if we have to find the velocity of separation, the component along this line joining A and B will be 0, because VBA is simply perpendicular to the line joining A and B. So in this case, dr by dt according to our equation comes out to be 0, and it is always 0. At any point, if you see, the velocity is tangential, because it has to be tangential to the curve that we know from our concepts of kinematics, that the velocity is tangential to the path of the particle. So again, at this point also dr by dt. So dr by dt is 0 at all points of this circular path. So the separation of A and B doesn't change, which we know is the case in reality, because in case of a circle, the circle means the locus of points that are equidistant from the center. So this is a situation which shows clearly that the component which is component of relative velocity, which is perpendicular to the line joining the two particles, doesn't contribute to our velocity of separation, which means the rate of change of distance between the two particles. Okay, now how to find this velocity of separation in a situation where, let us say, both the particles are moving. Now, let me take a situation where particle A and B, they both may be moving, maybe something like this. A is having a velocity v. We are looking at this situation this time maybe from ground frame, and B is moving something like this. This is VB vector, and this is the line joining these two particles, and the separation at any instant is of course given by R. The angles made by VA and VB are, let us say, theta 1 and theta 2. Okay, so in this case, if we have to find velocity of separation, the theory that we studied just now, it says that you take the relative velocity and then take its component along the line AB. But it will be easier to first take the components and then find the relative velocity. Okay, first you should take the component and then find the component of relative velocity along the line AB. That will be easier because we don't have to worry about the perpendicular components at all, and it will be just be a scalar relation. By the way, this one is a scalar relation. This relation dr by dt is equal to VBA cos theta. This is a scalar relation. Okay, because the direction we know, it is along the line joining the two particles. Okay, so in this situation, what will be the value of dr by dt? The value of dr by dt, for finding value of dr by dt, what we will do is we will first take the components V of VB and VA along the line. So clearly component of VBA along this line, VA along this line is VA cos theta 1, and of VB it is VB cos theta 2. Now we should be careful about the sign. Okay, whether it is this, what is the contribution of VBA cos theta in dr by dt? Is it positive or negative? So for this matter, for this thing, what we can do is we can keep one particle stationary at a time and see how the velocity of other particle is directed. Say for example, if I just focus on VB at this time, the contribution of VB, that is VB cos theta, is directed towards point A. So what this VB cos theta is doing here is, it is trying to decrease R. Okay, this VB cos theta is pointing towards A, so it is decreasing R. I can say dr by dt, the contribution of this part will be negative VB cos theta. You can see in the first diagram here, this VBA, the relative velocity, was pointing away from A. It was pointing away from A, so that is why we took it positive. Here what is happening is that this VB cos theta is pointing towards A, so it is decreasing R, that is why negative. What about the contribution of this VA cos theta? Again, you can see for yourself that this VA cos theta is pointing towards B. So this is also decreasing the separation R. So this will also be negative VA cos theta 2. By the way, this one was theta 1, and this one was theta 2, and this is theta 1. VA cos theta 1, VB cos theta 2. So both the particles, their components are approaching each other, towards each other. So they are both contributing to decreasing R. In fact, if you want, you can call its magnitude, or the magnitude in this case will be negative of dr by dt. So negative of dr by dt will become Vb cos theta 2 plus Va cos theta 1. You can call this velocity of approach. The opposite of separation is what? Approach, because in this case actually the particles are approaching each other. So negative of dr by dt is the velocity of approach. Let us take one more instance for practice. What will be the signs particularly of the components in the dr by dt thing? Okay, here particle A, particle B. Okay, the velocity of A is, say, something like this, VA vector, angle theta 1, and velocity of B is, say, like this, VB vector, the angle is theta 2. What is the value of dr by dt in this case? You can pause and try it. Be careful about the signs. Okay, so dr by dt in this case, we know, we easily know the components Va cos theta 1 and Vb cos theta 2. There is no problem there. Now Va cos theta 1, if you look at it, is what? It is it pointing away from B, or is it pointing towards B? You can see clearly that this Va cos theta 1, this one here, is going away from B. So it is trying to increase the contribution. Va cos theta 1 is positive. Va cos theta 1 will be positive. What about the other one, Vb cos theta 2? You can see this Vb cos theta 2, this part here, this component of Vb vector is directed towards A. So it is trying to reduce R. We can write this as negative Va cos theta 2. So this is the value of dr by dt in the given situation. So you should now understand, you just have to think whether the contribution, or the contribution means the component of the velocity vector, is it directed away from the other point, or is it directed towards the other point? If it is directed away, contribution is positive. If it is directed towards, the contribution is negative. Let us now take this classic problem from the book I.E. Irodov. This is problem number 1.12 of Irodov. In this problem, three particles A, B, C, they are initially at the three vertices of this equilateral triangle. Each side of the triangle is A. Particle A always moves towards the particle B. It is always moving towards particle B. B in turn moves always directly towards particle C, and C moves towards particle A. They all move with constant speed V. Their speed is constant. First of all, if A is always moving directed towards B and B is also moving, should we say that velocity of A is constant? Think carefully. It is not constant, because after some time B will be somewhere here, and it will be moving something like this. It will be moving in a different direction. So the path of these particles is going to be curvilinear. What we have to find in this question is the time after which the particles will converge. The time after which all the three particles will be at the same point. Now, in this problem, of course, we will be using the concept of velocity of approach or velocity of separation. The advantage of this problem that we have is symmetry. This is a very symmetrical problem. We are given equilateral triangle, motion of all the three particles is symmetrical, they are all moving with same speed and with a very similar condition, particle A moving directed towards B, B moving towards C, C towards A. So using the symmetry of this problem, what we can say is that these three particles, they will always be located at the corners of an equilateral triangle. That means if, say, at any instant of time, particle A is here, B may be located somewhere here, C may be located somewhere here, they will always be located at the corners of an equilateral triangle. The path of B may be something like this, path of C may be something like this. They are moving in a curvilinear path. Why am I saying they will always form an equilateral triangle? The reason is just of two words, from symmetry. Okay, the problem is absolutely symmetrical. There is no reason whatsoever why any of the particles will be having a different path, and the triangle formed by the three particles will be non-symmetrical. The motion of the three particles is very much similar. So from the logic of symmetry, we can say that they will always be at the corners of an equilateral triangle. Of course, this triangle is getting smaller and smaller as the particles approach each other, and also the triangle is rotating. So we are not concerned about the rotation of the triangle, but what we are interested in, the rate at which the side of triangle is decreasing. Okay, so let us take this general situation where the particles are at these locations. First one moving with velocity v towards the second, this one is moving in this direction. So let me focus on just these two, A and B. What is the value of dr by dt, where r is the separation of the two particles? That means r is the side, variable side of this triangle at this given instant, dr by dt. Okay, now the contribution of A to dr by dt, let me write their new locations, A dash, B dash, C dash. So contribution of particle A in dr by dt, see this velocity v is directed towards B itself. So we don't have to take the component, the entire velocity is directed towards the B, and it is, since it is directed towards B, we will write this as negative. Remember, away means increasing r, contribution in dr by dt would have been positive, but directed towards means the contribution is negative. So dr by dt minus b. And the contribution of B, if we look at it, is what? V, how much is this angle? It is equilateral triangle, so the angle is 60 degree. It will be negative V cos 60. See, again, this one is negative because if you look at the contribution of this one, it is directed towards A. Both the particles here are approaching towards each other. A is directly approaching towards B, and the component of B is directed towards A. So this is the value of dr by dt that we are getting here, and easily I can write this as minus, this will be half, so minus 3v by 2. So that is the value of dr by dt, and we can see that dr by dt here is a constant. Now if dr by dt is constant, I can also write this dr by dt as simply delta r by delta t. If the rate of change is constant, average and instantaneous, they are same. Why? Because it is constant. It is not a function of time. अगर ये time का function होता तो फिर हम dt को उधर ले जाके इंटीग्रेट करने की जरूरत पड़ती. इस केस में हमें इंटीग्रेशन की जरूरत नहीं है. अब देखो, अगर हम इनिशियल और फाइनल पोजीशन, फाइनल ये कहां मिलेंगे, ये हम कह सकते हैं कि ये अगेन सिमेट्री से हम ये कह सकते हैं कि ये जो ट्रायंगल का सेंट्रॉइड है वहीं पे ये जाके मिलने वाले हैं, ठीक है ना। सिमेट्री की हेल्प से कहा जा सकता है कि ये सेंट्रॉइड पे ही मिलेंगे। सो डेल्टा आर की वैल्यू में क्या चेंज आया इस पूरे ड्यूरेशन में। इनिशियल सिचुएशन इनका सेपरेशन ए था, फाइनली इनका सेपरेशन 0 हो गया, ये मर्ज हो गए। तो डेल्टा आर की फाइनल वैल्यू है 0, इनिशियल वैल्यू थी ए, और टाइम ये हमें निकालना है भाई। अगर सिंबल कैपिटल टी यूज किया हुआ है तो कैपिटल टी लिख लेते हैं। तो ये हो गया डेल्टा आर बाई डेल्टा टी, एंड as we have already found, this is equal to negative 3v by 2. So this gives us t is equal to 2a by 3v. So using this concept of velocity of approach, we can solve this seemingly typical problem very easily. The path of these particles are some curves which we don't know exactly which curve it is, but we don't have to know that to find the time when the two particles will merge. Let me add another part to it. Let me add one more part to this problem. Suppose we also want to find out the distance traveled by any of these particles. What is the distance traveled by particle A or B or C? From symmetry, all the distance traveled will be equal. That means what we have to find is, we have to find the length of this curve, this curvilinear path, which let us say C will take. So again, you can pause the video and think for a moment. Hint is that it is very, very easy, very, very easy. So, okay, let me tell this to you. What we can do is, let me shift it slightly up. See, to find distance traveled, तुमने फिजिक्स में कितने फॉर्मूले पढ़े हैं जिसमें डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड बाय पार्टिकल आता है? हकीकत यह है कि देयर इज जस्ट वन फॉर्मूला, एंड दैट फॉर्मूला इज speed is equal to ds by dt. Rate of covering distance is called speed. So what we need is speed. Okay, in this case, speed of the particle is a constant. Speed of the particle is constant, so it is very easy. You can just multiply speed v with time to get the required distance. You can get the required distance. This is the distance traveled by the particle, any of the particles. So t we have already found, v multiplied by t, you can see distance traveled is going to be 2a by 3. We don't know what path it is, but we know that the length of this path is 2/3 of the side of triangle. So that is a very simple, wasn't it?